Greetings, everyone. This is Rod, aka this is Rod, aka Double OG, Mr. Vegas the Sun, representing the Purple One, the Continental, the Prince of Wannabes, and editor-in-chief of Filipino Soul Magazine, aka SGIB Magazine. Stand for Soldiers Got Intentions to Believe That, because everyone should be sold for something. Well, I didn't get my workout out today because we had company coming over very early, and I had to run do some errands, but maybe I'll get a good workout in tonight. It was funny because I was thinking about, I really want to load up on the weights and really kind of make pow, like that and everything, and just shows you that Murphy's Law, what can go wrong will. But right now I'm sitting out on a terrace, and this is one of the rare times that both air conditioners are off. You see I have an air conditioner here from the other apartment, and then our air conditioner, which is right here. But let me kind of give you a look again at the scenery. Down below, you can see this is like some type of a nursery. And you kind of get an idea. It's a beautiful view. The cloud formation I see in the background is often the time the same cloud kind of formation that I used to see when I used to do cruises. You know, when you tour different parts of the world, the cloud formation is different. You know, why? Because you're in a different part of the world, obviously. But today is kind of a melancholy kind of a day. So I just wanted to just take this moment out to just talk to you and just say, hey, baby, life is good. My number 2, Janelle, is sending me messages, and it's wonderful because I think memories are starting to unlock in her mind of her as she was a child when she was younger, and she's starting to text me at a level to where she's never texted me before, and I'm dumbfounded by the contents of those messages, and I have to tread lightly and not just kind of trivialize them as something that is not deeply meaningful to me, you know. So Diana once always said that. She said, just give them time, they'll come around. And like I said, this last visit to New York was a really good visit I had with her. I think mainly because most of the time I just kept my mouth shut the hell up and let her talk, you know, and so I think it's finally working out. I sent a magazine off to Senator Pacquiao with the magazine, asking him to see if he'd be on the cover of this issue. Because, you know, initially we first wanted him to be on a copy of the maiden issue, but we never got a response to him back fast enough. This was off of his fight with Hunt in Australia, and then of course he took like about a 2-3 week kind of rest before he came back to the Philippines. But as we were closely approaching my deadline of wanting to get it published, you know, I chose the cover that I did. But I did send him a magazine off today asking him to be on the next cover. You know, I also sent one off to President Duterte's head legal counsel, Salvador Pena, you know, to make sure he got a copy, and also asked if I can get a quote from President Duterte about what advice would he give someone about following his dreams and their goals. So we'll see what happens there. You know, I can't express enough how at peace I am here in the Philippines. You know, it's funny when I first came into the Philippines, it was kind of it was a culture shock when I was riding from the airport to Dynasty. It was like, wow, they're taking me through some areas that were downright scary. You know what I'm saying? You know, because not knowing the layout of the land. And then once the sun come out, learning how to cross the street was tricky. So I learned how to cross the street by walking behind old women and children because there's no stop signs and no stoplights. You got to kind of dodge between the traffic and knowing when to cut. Now there's the air. You can hear it cutting on now. It's about ready to come on, I guess. But I had to learn to kind of walk in between the traffic, you know. But it's very nice here, man. I can't express how wonderful the Filipino people are. you know, how nice it is to finally have a walk down the street and get a second and third look from a woman. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's really nice, and you know, everyone has been mostly all just peaches and cream to me, which is really is where I need to be. I spoke about one time when I sat at a bus stop, and you know how you sit there, you're sitting at one seat and there's an empty seat and there's a woman sitting in the next seat, and her back was facing me, but the seat in the middle, she had a purse in there, and I sat there and I was wondering, you know, how long would it be before she turned. I mean, she knew I was sitting there because I walked in front of her to sit down, that how long would it be before she turned and take a pocketbook and put it in front of her. But that's what I'm accustomed to in the United States. I'm accustomed to a woman clenching onto a purse. I'm accustomed to someone crossing the street because they see me. And, you know, I'm accustomed to my crossing the street when I see, or my trying to bluff up like a blowfish. You know what I'm saying? Because the landlord, look, ain't no sugar here, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But I must admit, I sat beside her for over 20 minutes, and she never once looked in a pocketbook. And I said, I'm in the right place. I said, I should have taken it to teach her a lesson. But I learned I was in the right place. So I know I had to learn how to say a few words, because it's always good whenever you go to a foreign country. To at least, it's like listening to their music. When you show interest into their music, into their culture, they seem to be a lot more receptive of you, because at least you're trying, and it's like learning to speak the language. You want to at least try to say certain things, so at least this way, they will say, like the different types of greetings during the day. There's my own DBE, which is like good afternoon, my oto, which is like a good afternoon, my PT, my oto, my buta, which is good morning. That's when it got me in trouble, because my buta is good morning. I used to walk in the morning and see this old woman. She has these little stores, because they got these little stores where they sell little cigarettes, candy, little sweet things, and boiled eggs and what have you. And I used to say my buto, and I would say my buto. She said my buta. I said my buto, and so she was very mad at me. Finally she said no. And so when I got back to Dynasty, I said, she's so upset at me. I said, why? And they asked me, why? What am I saying? I said, my buto. They said, oh, you can't tell her my buto. It's not, you have a good morning. It means that you have a nice vagina. so I said, oh. So I learned. It took me a while. Even now, when I say it, I still have to think my buto, my butang. So it was interesting. The whole time I was walking around telling girls, "You have a nice vagina," which is kind of funny. But they said, "You got to stop it." I said, "Oh, you know what? I kind of like it." So anyway, so learning a little bit of the language, at least how to say a few things like good morning, good afternoon, my own DBE, my buta, my buto, my harpoon, that's the one. Because they have different greetings. Like there's a greeting like from the morning to 12, and then there's a greeting like from 12 to 3, and then there's a greeting like from 3 to 5 or 6, and then it goes up from there. But it's pretty nice. But this weekend, we're going to have the promotional thing. I'll kind of tell you what happened. Like I said, I think I mentioned to you once before that the owner of the club wasn't going to be there, so I decided I wasn't going to go. Oh wait, before I tell you that, because I already told you that, I'm looking for a dog. So I decided to go. I decided to go to the pound and kind of take a look and see what kind of dogs they have, because I'm not below, or not above, getting a dog from the pound, because I've gotten some nice dogs from the pound. But I must admit, when I went to the pound here, it was very sad. It was very sad. First of all, there are a lot of stray dogs in the Philippines that walk around. The only human contact they have is probably from whatever scraps they're able to pick up from behind humans, and but very rarely, if ever, petted by humans. So oftentimes they're often afraid of humans. And so when I went there, it was like this whole big area had dogs, and they were just highly traumatized. You know, I mean, you can tell that they were just, you know, they would not one dog I think I would have taken and tried to brought it home and try to make it a household pet. You know, for the simple reason that, you know, number one, I would have to have it overcome the fear of humans. And then I had to teach it English so that way they can understand my command. And then so that would have been something, you know, I wasn't prepared to do. And it was just sad. It was just sad. The dogs just looked terrified and what have you. But we have a friend who had, I don't know if I mentioned this before, he bred huskies, and his dog had a litter of puppies, and I was excited, hoping to get one of those. Had 6 puppies, and I'd already put my claim on one of them, but all 6 of them died. Come to find out that they were born premature. They wouldn't drink any milk. They wouldn't, you know, drink from the bottle or anything like that. So, you know, because of that, you know, they died. So yeah, I still have it in my mind to get a dog. I still like to get a dog. You know, I still would like to have a baby. You know, Diamond is, you know, there was concern at one point that she would not be able to get pregnant. You know, because we went to the doctor and found out that she was in premature menopause from not having her menstrual for about 3 months. And which we thought she was pregnant. Come to find out she wasn't. You know, we had a sonogram and there was nothing there. And so, you know, recently she did have it. So, you know, I'm kind of excited about that because this way maybe she can have a baby. You know, I noticed that now after we, you know, copulate, you know, she's upside down, you know, almost like standing on her head, like making her run down. It's kind of funny. She don't think I notice it, but I notice it. But I can see her in her mind, you know, she's also trying and wanting to, I think, present me with a child, which is something I would like, you know, but we'll see what happens. Only God knows, you know. So other than that, I just wanted to take this time out just to say hello to you. It's very nice, peaceful here in the Philippines. It rains a lot, but the rain only rains for about an hour. Or maybe less than an hour, then the sun comes out. It doesn't rain for very long periods of time, you know. But you know, I like it. I really like it. I really feel like I'm in heaven, actually. You know, I stopped over there, saw Dynasty today, and saw Jen and Elliot and Ellie. No, yeah, Ellie. Yeah. Jen and Elliot, stopped over and saw them and said hello. They're always happy to see me. It's always good to see people who are happy to see you. You know, not like people who are saying, "Oh, here he comes again. What does he want?" You know, so it's nice. So and then walking the streets, you know, I see a lot of people who I used to see almost every day. I see them, and I just want to let them know that I'm still here. You know, although I'm not living anymore, that's the area that I call home, and so. Whenever I do my shopping and do whatever it is I want to do, I go back over there. Because here in Ayala, it is a lot bigger. You know, the malls are a lot more crowded. Getting a taxi is a lot more hassle. And there are times when, you know, I just don't want to wait. You know, it's and I find myself, you know, leaving a place, you know, because I just don't want to wait no more. You know, it's part of my psychosis that I start thinking about. You know, people talking about me or whatever, or, you know, or I'm talking about them, or if there's a girl there in my mind, I don't met her, married her, have children, I gotta get out of there. So, anyway, I like going back over to that area because it's nice and peaceful. I like seeing the kids there. They call me the candy man. I give them candy and all that stuff, so it's kind of nice. All right, so I just want to stop this and just throw you this little love shout out because I missed today's workout and everything. So. This is Gerard, and Chief of Filipino Soul, a.k.a. Mr. Vegas the Sun, representing the Purple One, the Prince of Wannabes, Double OG. And remember, if you haven't got a dream, a goal, a train of thought, don't worry about it. Do as much you can, as fast as you can, and go home. And remember, I'll always love you more. Down there, if you look down there, there's a laundry business down there, and on that bright brown spot. And in the mornings, in the hot day, I look up here and I watch these young Filipino girls hanging clothes and all that stuff like that. Wow, man, life is good. Okay, if you haven't got a dream or goal, like I said, don't worry about it. Like Ali Woodson once said, former lead singer of the Temptations, which my daughter sent me a song. She sent me a Temptation song, My Girl. And she sent me Michael Jackson's, the Jackson 5's, I'll Be There. And these are songs, I guess, that are coming back to her mind, things that from when we were together, and I love it. She's an old soul. Like Ali Woodson said, if you have a woman, treat her like a lady, and ladies, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make him feel like a king. And remember, I'll always love you more. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Peace.